Please return my 65 million naira to me. Man begs Prophet Tibetan and ex-Ogun State First Lady Elizabeth Akitonde in a saga that is currently brewing online. Hello everyone, you're very much welcome. Everybody knows this Lagos Prophet Tibetan and former Ogun State First Lady. Both of them have been immersed in a 65 million naira scandal over land purchase by a church member near Dangote refinery. Everybody knows, well, a lot of people know Prophet Tibetan is a Celestial pastor, is an outspoken one, and is somebody that always fearlessly shares his thoughts about different things going on online or offline, or personalities, especially celebrities, personalities, kings and politicians. So, and he was actually more known when Asabe Africa, a renowned blogger, always like to get the ideas or thoughts or visions of Prophet Tibetan and all of that. But the ulabalu happening online now is not a funny one and is becoming messier by the day, as it was gathered that the transaction was in connection with the proposed purchase of 2 hectares of land, that's 5 acres or 30 plots, supposedly in the Ekpe area of Lagos State. As in all know, Dangote refinery was opened in about, I think, just a day or two about inauguration or something like that. Less than a month, let's put it like that. And since then, everything that has to do with Ekpe Dangote refinery, where we done the year for 5 years, 10 years now, the whole thing don't cook. Everywhere don't soft for Ekpe. And if you have land around that place, and it is a good thing for you to smile and be happy that, okay, if you know, enter 419 be that. A lot of times, years before now, they beg people, come and buy land in Ekpe. Ekpe is a new Lagos, so come and invest in Ekpe. Even then, they will be begging people 100k, 200k, 300k, come and buy land. Now in Ekpe, for you to get a land of 1 million, 1.5, it go dey far. Now, back to our gist. Prophet Marcus Tibetan, a senior pastor of the Celestial Church of Christ, and Madam Elizabeth Akitonde, wife of Colonel Daniel Akitonde, a former military administrator, that's a Millard of Ogun State, have been accused of defrauding one David Timileyin of 65.5 million for the purchase of land close to Dangote refinery in Lagos. We gather the transaction, was in connection with, Afera Leo 65.5 million, which is 2 hectares or 5 acres or 30 plots. And you know how it is. When you want to buy land of that, is 30 plots, like I said earlier. It's not 1 plot, 2 plots or 5 plots, or 30 plots, which constitute 5 acres or 2 hectares. David, who is into real estate, the David Timileyin man, is into real estate. For somebody to invest that kind of money to buy a large expanse of land, you would of course have an idea that it's into real estate or about to go into real estate. He cried out to the public to prevail on Prophet Tibetan to return his money. Baba, he actually told a reputable tabloid called Sahara Reporters, telling them that the money invested in the land was all the money he had for his business. 65.5 million. He said, and I'll quote, "Before now, Prophet Tibetan and I had been warmed in a father and son relationship. The prophet has been playing the role of a spiritual guide to me, and I in turn placed so much premium on his anointing. He deferred to me a lot, and I often took instructions from him. The relationship had gone so far and so deep that I trusted the prophet. On the other hand, Tibetan sees me as a son to complement the respect and honor accorded him. But that love and affection may no longer be there. It seems the scale is falling off my eyes and beginning to see the prophet in his true form. It is about a transaction in connection with the proposed purchase of 2 hectares of land, 5 acres or 30 plots, supposedly in Ketu, Ekpe area of the state. The amount involved is a whopping 65.5 million naira. The whole drama began when the prophet informed me of the availability of the land for sale. That's Prophet Tibetan ló sọ wípé wá ra ilẹ̀ wà tó bá fẹ́ rà. He told me that the land was owned by another church member, Mrs. Akitonde, the wife of a former governor of Ogun State. So bàbá ló mọ ìyàwó ex-governor. Bàbá ló mọ David Timileyin. So ẹni fẹ́ tajà or ẹni fẹ́ rà, but bàbá ni middle person between both of them. Let's continue. But then Prophet Tibetan offered himself as a go-between for the transaction. Pé èmi ni mo wà láàrin. I showed interest in the land and told Prophet Tibetan that I would be willing to buy from the property at the cost price, which was put at 2 million per plot for the 30 plots, and some additional costs which put the whole money at 65.5 million. So each plot in what are fún any 2 million. Each plot was sold for 2 million. So 2 times 30 plots, that's 60, right? 60 million. But some additional cost of 5 million was on top, all those kind of things. I also told the prophet about my intention to get a lawyer to help me with the necessary investigation and confirmation of the transaction given the huge amount involved. But Prophet Tibetan, who apparently was manipulative, told me I would not need a lawyer since it was the one involved. So, Mr. David Timileyin said, he told Baba Tibetan to say, Baba, I need to get a lawyer to tidy up this transaction. Baba said, what kí ló ní lawyer fún? I'm in the middle, nothing can go wrong. Let's go on. I did not suspect any foul play because of the respect and trust I had for Tibetan. I did not hesitate to pay the 65.5 million cost of the land to him to be transferred to Mrs. Akitonde. All this happened sometime early last year. So, it didn't just happen. This is not a 2023 matter. He said it happened early last year. That's 2022. But a year after that, I transferred the money. I'm yet to be allocated the land, and neither did I receive a receipt of payment nor any documentation to the land. Lẹ́yìn ọdún kan tẹ́niyẹn ti sanwó, no receipt, no documents. I've been involved in a circus game with the duo of Akitonde and the prophet. The duo have since made me a pawn on their chessboard. We will come and and all of that. Trouble, however, began when David visited the land without the knowledge of Prophet Tibetan and discovered that the land was not what was described to him by Tibetan. So, nígbà tó rí pé Baba Tibetan ń gbà òun síbí, Madam Akitonde ń gbà òun sọ́hùn, according to him, ó decide láti visit ilẹ̀ yẹn pé jẹ́ kí n lọ kojú ayé kò ní sọ kí n lọ wo ilẹ̀ tán tà fún mi ní 2 million per plot ní Kétu Ẹ̀pẹ́. He said, when Tibetan got to know that I took a trip to the land, he got so upset on the phone with me, uttering statements that were unbecoming of a servant of God. Pé bàbá gbaná jẹ, wọ́n lè sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí kò ń rò pé kò yẹ kán sọ as pastor. Okay, it goes like this. I don't forgive an adult when an adult offends me, he told me. He was literally speaking at the top of his voice. This is because I had visited the land without his knowledge. The prophet told me the 30 plots of land were close to the Dangote refinery, but I have since discovered that the land is in the forest of Ekpe, or is largely uncultivated land in the remote areas of Ekpe, can't sell for more than 1 million per plot. Mr. David sọ wípé ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n tà fún òun yẹn ní 2 million yẹn, ìgbà tó máa fi débẹ̀ òun rí pé ilẹ̀ yẹn kò yẹ kó tó 2 million naira, pé 1 million náà ń ta irú ilẹ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn, pé àwọn ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n tiẹ̀ tí kọ́wọ́ kan bí pé kílẹ̀ wà níbi inú igbó. He continues, beyond that, I became uncomfortable with the whole deal when Prophet Tibetan expressed displeasure when I went to check the land. The prophet was furious when he got to know that I went to check the land by myself. It was like I had done something evil. That was after I had paid. I wonder why he was so annoyed that I went to check the land I paid for. It was when I saw the land that I discovered it was not the land they told me about. Apart from that, after I had paid the 65.5 million, the woman came up with another claim. She said the earlier price of 2 million naira per plot was a mistake, that the land actually cost 5 million naira per plot. Mr. David said, nígbà tóun ti san cost of 2 million per plot yẹn, bá ṣe ṣàlàyé lẹ́ẹ̀kan, Mama Akitonde now said, mistake làwọn ṣe o. Ilẹ̀ yẹn ń ṣe 2 million per plot ẹyọ kan, pé 5 million ni. That means pé ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe maths here. 2 million times 30 plots tó fún wa ní 60 million lẹ́ẹ̀kan àbí, plus 5 million additional cost kan lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tó fi jẹ́ 65. Ó wá sọ pé màmá sọ pé 5 million ni àwọn ṣe mistake o, pé kò ṣe 2 million. So 5 times 30, ẹ bá wa ṣírò ẹ̀, ẹ̀yin mathematician tí ẹ wà lórí ètò, ó jẹ́ 150 million. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa tẹ̀síwájú. So for the 30 plots of land, I may have to pay 150 million. That was the point. I decided I was no longer interested in the land. More so, the location of the plot makes the charges high. Mrs. Akitonde kept keeping me in abeyance, asking me to exercise patience, that the document of the land and the receipt will be given to me. But she ended up blocking me and denied me access on the phone. Wọ́n ní nígbà táwọn sọ fún màmá pé wípé àwọn ralẹ̀ mọ́, màmá sọ wípé màmá block àwọn. I mean, she blocked him and denied access on the phone. I told the prophet that I was no longer interested. So to Baba pé òun wà interested nínú ilẹ̀ mọ́, and I would prefer that my money be refunded to me. Rather than encourage the woman to refund the money, Prophet Tibetan had been playing the ostrich. Wọ́n ṣe kọ́ síbẹ̀ mò ń ka yìí o. At a point, he traveled out of the country and told the woman that she should stop further transactions until he came back. By the time he came back to the country, he could not get the woman to refund the money. Instead, he was using subtle threats and blackmail. At a point, he told me even if the woman agrees to refund the funds, what if she dies in the process? What would I do? Die bí báwo. Wàhálà o. Ẹ jẹ́ á continue. He has also made several insinuations about an impending doom. He told me one time that there were people who built mansions and never lived in them. When he was trying to discourage me from getting a lawyer, he wondered if I had heard of cases of lawyers being killed or kidnapped. David, who made only so what tó sọ ni wọ́n sọ pé David ó wá show àbí ó ní evidence audio interaction òun àti Prophet Tibetan lórí phone, meaning pé gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ pé Prophet Tibetan sọ fún òun yìí, tó ń threaten òun, tó ń sọ gbogbo ẹ̀yìn pé òun ní àgbàsílẹ̀ lórí phone òun, pé àyà òun dẹ̀ ń já fún ayé òun, and the hope of getting his money refunded will get dimmer by the day if he failed to take drastic steps. Let's continue. He said, before she blocked my number, she asked me to go and see the prophet, since it was the prophet who collected money from me. I had to use a friend's phone to reach her to put further pressure on her to return my money. To hasten the collection of my money, I have engaged the services of a lawyer who has written to Mrs. Akitonde asking for a refund. The lawyer, Mr. Ayo Durojaye, in his letter to Akitonde asking for a refund, noted that the transaction is tainted with fraud. Lawyer tó gbà pé kó bá òun dá sọ̀rọ̀ sọ wípé transaction yẹn was tainted with fraud. Beyond that, he noted that Akitonde unilaterally changed the price of the land per plot from 2 million to 5 million. Níṣe ni Madam Akitonde àlẹ́jì ni o. Wọ́n change price from 2 million to 5 million. Wow. He said he discovered that the land was allocated to Akitonde by the Lagos State government for purely commercial purposes. So nígbà tí wọ́n wá pé tí Mr. David wá consult lawyer wá lọ investigate wípé ilẹ̀ yẹn Lagos State ló fún Madam Akitonde fún commercial ni, not residential. According to him, it was supposed to be for a petrochemical company. He noted that the plots of land were meant to be used for public interest and not to be sold to individuals as Akitonde had planned to do. Elizabeth Akitonde is the chairman of Mid Oil Refining and Petrochemicals Company Limited. So Madam yìí, àwọn ni chairman, wọ́n ní company Mid Oil Refining and Petrochemicals. So she has a company and is backed by law, registered company. And the land Lagos State government, that's this land in question, was supposed láti lò fún commercial ní pé kó fi ṣe bóyá industry àbí company. Wọ́n sọ pé kí wọ́n tà fún àwọn real estate agent tó máa fẹ́ fi kọ́lé. David said he would rather have his money back than go into an unending legal battle with his estranged father in faith. I want the public to prevail on Prophet Tibetan to return my money. I am not interested in the legal battle for now. I have to cry out to Nigerians who know the Prophet and the government to help talk to the Prophet to return my money. I'm no longer interested in the land. The money is my entire business money. By the way, the land from my findings was allocated to Mrs. Akitonde by Lagos State government for commercial use. Only bank statements see David Vihon show that he sent over 60 million in installments to the cleric from February to March. So evidence owó tó send wà. However, wọ́n ní ìgbà tí Sahara reporters lọ béèrè pé kí ni tí bàbá ṣe jẹ́ kí náà fẹ́ sọ sí. Bàbá sọ pé òun kàn jẹ́ middleman ní láàrin Madam Akitonde àti Mr. David Tìmílẹ́yìn. Bàbá dẹ̀ sọ pé Mr. David lọ bá Madam Akitonde tí ó lóun fẹ́ talẹ̀ fún ẹ kẹjọ lọ bára yín yanjú ẹ̀. Ó bá tán. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n quote bàbá. Wọ́n ní bàbá sọ pé somebody sold the land to David. I told him to pay the money through my account so that it will be his testimony. He paid the money into my account and I delivered the money to the person. The person came to me with a commission and I told her I don't take any commission. So bá sọ wípé àwọn gbowó yẹn lọ́wọ́ David lóòótọ́ sínú account àwọn dẹ̀ fún ẹni tó Madam Akitonde dẹ̀ pọ̀ fẹ́ fún wọn ní commission, which is like a normal thing when you bring a buyer for something, especially when it comes to properties. And Prophet sọ pé àwọn ò gbà á pé I don't need any commission. If David should go to court or CNN, I don't have any case with him. I didn't take any of his plots or beg him for money. David knows the woman that sold the land to him. He should go and meet her. I am no more in the matter. Ìgbà tó wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ Mrs. Akitonde pé Madam báwo lọ̀rọ̀ ṣe jẹ́? She said, I don't know David. I think you should direct your inquiries to the person who collected the money from him. Wahala. Let David tell you whom he paid to. The prophet cannot direct him to me. If he paid money to someone, why is he not asking the person for a refund? Why me? She queried. Wahala. Meanwhile, Barrister Yodrojaye, the victim counsel, said Mrs. Akintonde confirmed to him that he received money from David through Prophet Marcus. Wahala, wow. Madam ti sọ pé òun gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tẹ́lẹ̀. She told me she had made up her mind to refund the money because David had been calling and insulting her and she didn't want to have any business with David again, he added. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wá ti lọ báyìí o. Well, nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé it was evidence wà pé David send owó sí bàbá. So bàbá àti Madam Akitonde ló yẹ kó wá bówó yẹn ṣe máa padà sọ́wọ́ David. Nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ talẹ̀ fún mọ́ ẹ̀ fún ní receipt ẹ̀ fún evidence àbí báwo wá ni. Yorùbá sọ wípé ẹni tó bá wọ aṣọ àlà ó máa ń sáfẹ́ lépo ni. Àbùkù òdẹ̀ ń wọ́yàn méjì àfẹn tó bá lórúkọ tó dẹ̀ jọ lọ́rọ̀ láwùjọ. But a lè sọ pé ẹni tí ẹ̀yin ò lè máa ná ọmọ kó ní kọ́ ọmọ má sunkún. Wọ́n gbowó lọ́wọ́ Mr. David. Wọn ò dẹ̀ rílẹ̀, wọn ò tún rówó. So Mr. David has the right. He said he doesn't want to do any legal battle. Pé òun ò lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ láti ṣe any legal battle. Pé kọ́kọ́ ọjọ́ kan ṣàánú òun. Kí wọ́n fún òun lówó òun kó máa lọ ní ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. Bàbá dẹ̀ ti ní kó má wàá bá òun mọ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ báwo lẹ ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí sí? How do you think this can be resolved? Because this has become a very, very messy situation. And honestly, before now, we've not heard anything about the Akitondes being in the news or things like this. And all of that. So please drop your comments in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.